I felt like an asshole dancing in the background till I seen you off screen also dancing to the stupid beat. All right, got to keep me awake during this boring ass game. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Advice Network and Last Call. Ooh, just fitting in with our Last Call bar theme. It looks like we got some players fighting on the field here in KC and Jacksonville. Welcome into Last Call. I'm Aaron St. Dennis. Follow me everywhere at FF Mad Scientist. He is Greg Kramer, even though he's too cool to put it on the screen. So that means I actually have to remember someone's name. I can't remember my own name most days. So thanks for the help at Hype FFL. How's it going?
Good. And you're right. I probably should start putting my name on here to be a little more professional.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So people know who you are, man.
Right.
I mean, in case if you have bad takes, then not so much. Then they can't track you down. But
yeah, and I get plenty of those here and there, so that's maybe it is a good idea to stay anonymous.
I see we have a question, and I posted it in a Reddit thread earlier, and I wish I had stayed anonymous. This question kind of blew up. This was part of my overreaction, but this question was involved in it, and it said, who do you guys trust next week, Nick Chubb or Woody Marks? And at first glance, it was Chubb over Marks. But given the way the game went, it was kind of a lot of Chubb in garbage time. So I don't necessarily know if I trust this. I think it's going to be a 60-40 split in favor of Marks. The answer, I think, is I don't trust either of them, but I think I'd rather have Marks. So next week, pick up all the Marks shares that people dropped and start them next week, because I think next week in a game that's not a blowout, would they beat Baltimore by here? I haven't seen They beat Baltimore 44-10. They're not going to beat everyone 44-10. I don't know who they play next week. Let me click on it. CJ Stroud, they have.
Remember Denver, I think?
No, never mind. Don't do that. They're on a bye. But so all the more reason. So they're going to be on. Oh, and this was part of my argument. I have looked at this. So my original argument was to add Marks because he's going to be the most dropped player because he was the most added player. And I think he's more likely to lead back than Chubb. But the problem is, even if you add Marks, even if you're right, bye week next week, so you're not going to know if you're right till week 7. Week 7, Seattle. Week 8, San Fran. Week 9, Denver. It gets easier after that. Jacksonville, Tennessee, Buffalo, Indy is not easy. KC is not easy. But you got a bye and 3 tough weeks here, where my answer of who do I trust is neither of them. And I think I would like to avoid both of them for the next 4 weeks because one of those weeks is a bye.
Yeah, I agree with that. Last week, I said that, if you go out and you spend the money on Woody Marks, just use him as a trade chip or something for a position you need, because I don't trust him yet. One good game's great, but I feel like it just kind of fell that way, and I wouldn't trust him to do that week in and week out yet. So, hopefully if you were able to acquire him and then go just trade him off for somebody, like hopefully that works for you. So.
Patrick Mahomes heaving up prayers to whoever number 80 is. Who's 80?
Thornton. Tyquan Thornton.
Oh, Thornton. Okay. That reminds me. Did you see? I only seen it a few minutes ago. Jalen Hurts attempting to throw a Hail Mary high enough that he could run down and catch it himself. He was about 20 yards short, but did you see that?
Yeah. That was crazy, wasn't it? And then later, was it later or before he completely overthrew AJ Brown too?
Yeah. I seen the tag on it and I'm like, that can't be what he's doing. And then they zoom in on him and he legit heaves it up and then takes off sprinting. And I'm like, no, that's really what he's doing. So
yeah.
I'd never seen that before, but so we got some questions here. We'll
please.
We'll alternate here. I know the other guy, Boogeyman, had some questions, but we'll alternate. Do y'all think it's time to bench Derrick Henry at this point, or is he worth keeping in my starting lineup? Actually, I just sent out a trade offer for him from a guy who I have my dynasty league. I have 900 running backs and no receivers, and some guy all week has been trying for the last 2 weeks has been trying to trade Ladd McConkey. Yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, it's dynasty, and I think I really want Ladd. I ended up sending him the offer. I don't know if he'll take it because he shouldn't, because it's a second-year receiver. But I'm sitting there going, he messaged me back saying he's considering it. Part of me is thinking, I don't really want him to consider it, but part of me thinks I obviously should. That tells you where I'm at with Derrick Henry. I'm trying to ship him off. I think you got to keep them in your starting lineup. What is their? Trying to find their schedule. Damn it, I switched off. Their schedule coming up is Rams, not great. Bye. Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Cleveland. So you've got crappy matchup, bye, 2 decent matchups, and then 2 not so great matchups for Baltimore.
It's crazy to think we're talking matchups for Henry because like that didn't
who do you
exist.
have to? Who are you going to bench him for? Like maybe you added JCM, and you could, if you got balls of steel, bench him for JCM in a good matchup. But maybe I've got some leagues where I have Dobbins, Javonte. I think if you got those guys late and your options are Javonte, Dobbins, guys who came out of nowhere like that, you can bench him, but you really got to have someone over him.
Yeah. It's so hard to think like, am I benching Derrick Henry? Because it's Derrick Henry. You don't bench him. In my case this week, I would have probably done it, but I had Bucky Irving, and Javonte Williams and Zach Charbonnet as well on that team.
I had Bijan on a bye in the league where I had him too. So
yeah, like I may have sat him this week for Bucky if he was playing. And I was thinking even Charbonnet, and to be honest, I would have got 2 more points out of Charbonnet. So it's I think you might have to, if you have a good enough option. Like he's Derrick Henry, you've got to put him in there. But if you don't have somebody, if you have somebody that can do it, if you don't have anyone. Well,
did they challenge that Thornton catch and it was ruled a catch, or did they just get a playoff in time because that looked like it hit the ground?
I think they challenged it because of this question. I wasn't paying attention.
Either way, it's standing. I don't know what happened, but all right, let's get back to the questions. We've got another backfield here. As I have a child annoying me. 1 second.
It's okay. Do you want to do Boogeyman?
Sorry. I got it.
Yeah.
Is Carter the real deal, or will it be Demercado eventually? See, I thought it was Demercado, and then I see the fantasy production went to Carter. Him and who was that? Worthy? Oh, so Carter and Bam Knight were by far the. Can you see my kids screwing around? They were by far the least efficient. They both averaged under 2 yards per carry. Yeah. Demercado had all the yardage on 3 carries, but that fumble, does he ever see the light of day, or is this just Carter?
It could just be Carter. I will say DeMarcado had a really good play, and he dropped the ball. Unfortunately, before he got into the end zone. So if he hadn't done that, I think, I'll talk to you guys. I think that they would have been feeling better about him, but because of that, I feel like he's going to be in the doghouse a little. So I got to be on. Oh, Juju Smith-Schuster just scored, so that's good. But yeah, if it wasn't for DeMarcado dropping the ball, I'd feel better. But now it's probably Carter. He's definitely going to be playing behind Carter. So that was a big no-no. That got him in trouble.
Yeah, I think his coach is throwing punches at him on the sideline.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? We got a couple more. This one is ugly. I seen Hampton was put on IR, and I said, "Sweet, I'll go add Najee." Oh wait, Najee's already on IR. So he's on IR for at least 2 weeks. And I looked. The right answer is basically it's Kamani Vidal or Hassan Haskins. Vidal.
If you need one, Vidal. Like in all honesty, actually, like Vidal's worth a grab because they're built for a really good run game. And Vidal is going to be definitely going to be like the main back. So I think it's Vidal. Yeah, go get Vidal if you can. Don't blow your wad on him, but learn
that with some of these running back situations we've seen, like everyone with Demercado.
Yeah.
Good evening. Would you trade Breece Hall and Isaiah Bond for Swift and Golden in a 12-team dynasty full PPR? So it's Hall and Bond or Swift and Golden. I want Breece Hall.
I want Hall and Bond. Bond's slowly been getting more time, and he looks pretty good. He looks good on the field, and they're trying to get him involved. I I think Bond's going to be worth something down the road in Dynasty, and Brees Hall's Brees Hall. I would rather. I'm also like I'm down on Golden. I'm not a big Golden guy, so
I just
and Swift, so I don't like them. So I say no.
I think I want Brees over the other three combined. So sure,
True.
Isaiah
Best
Bond,
player in the
great.
trade. Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Brees side.
Give me Brees. Yeah.
Dynasty League as well. Yes, he has both Dobbins and David Montgomery. That doesn't really sway it for me. I prefer Brees over Swift heavily. I think I prefer Golden over Bond, but not by much at this point. So take the big win at running back. Either way, you're kind of throwing a dart. He has more to it. Bottom of the barrel, I have Isaiah Pacheco. I've actually been stashing Brashard Smith in a few leagues. I don't know what he's got tonight. Probably not a whole lot from the looks of it.
He did have a
carry and a catch, but yeah, it's sad. Yeah. But yeah, okay, that is the bottom of the barrel. What else did we have?
We got a Boogeyman. All Browns pass catchers droppable with Flacco out.
Oh yeah,
probably. I mean, Fannin and Njoku both scored. It's tough with them. It's hard to play one. You know, you never know who's gonna get it.
So we had Judkins. You keep starting. Isaiah Bond had two catches on 7 bloody targets. Yeah. 2 for 29.
Yeah. What was the percentage though? I'm pretty sure it's been going up and up as
it is 28 and 38 in first 2 weeks. Then it peaked at 65, 55, 57. So it's hovering in the 50s and 60s. 2 catches for 29 yards. Judy had 2 for 15. Jamari Thrash 1 for 22. Malachi Corey 1.
I saw a good chunk of that game for the Browns game, and the targets were kind of terrible for Bond, so it's not his fault at least. But so that's the question being asked.
There were 5 or 7.
Oh, there goes Strange. Oh yeah. Sorry.
14 targets for all the receivers combined, 13 targets for the 2 tight ends. The 2 tight ends did all the damage. The 2 tight ends had the 2 touchdowns. I would continue to start the tight ends because it's tight end. As the guy who had all of the Browns receive, I had Cedric Tillman, a ton of Tillman and a ton of Jerry Jeudy. That hasn't looked good. I had a ton of Jerome Ford. None of that's aged well. I'm sticking to the tight ends.
Honestly, yes. Yeah, I agreed there for redrafting the season. Honestly, Tillman's been fine. He got hurt. Tillman was really not that bad. He had, I think, his weeks were all good until he got hurt. So, and he might have had 1 week that wasn't that great, but he's actually been pretty good. I like Tillman. If they had a good quarterback, Tillman would be good. I hate that he's on the Browns because if he had, I'm a big Tillman guy. The same way I was for Nico Collins for his first few years before he popped. Like Tillman's like is that guy who can do that stuff. He just needs someone who can throw. He needs to be on a better team.
Gabriel actually I thought looked serviceable.
Yeah.
19 for 33, 109 and 2 touchdowns. I wouldn't really rely on that, but we got another one here from the Boogeyman Fantasy Football. Dolphins better for fantasy without Tyreek. It certainly looked that way. Like they looked more comfortable. It looked like Tua wasn't just forcing the ball to his receiver to keep him happy. He kind of spread it out a little more. 7 targets for Achane. We had 9 targets for Waddle, 5 for Washington. Darren Waller had 5.
Darren Waller did everything in the first half.
Is Darren Waller's a thing? That's what we're doing now. Darren Waller's a thing.
Darren Waller is a thing in the NFL and fantasy right now. Now he's not going to do what he did last week all the time. If you got him, just hold on to him. If someone tries to buy him for a good price, do it. You could even try to trade him. Like now's the time. Make a move on someone who really needs a tight end. If you could make it work. But yeah,
I think 2 things here. At first glance, it does appear as if the Dolphins are better for fantasy.
Yes.
Without Tyreek. Having said that, is the Carolina Panthers. So Hey dudes, what's up, Jamie? Did you know there's a football game on? Yeah, I know. We're watching it. It's 7-0. I see Trevor Lawrence has the ball. They're measuring a first down, almost the end of the first quarter. I'm praying Brian Thomas Jr. wakes the F up and does something so I can actually get a win.
Oh, penalty.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah. Did you know there's football game on? Yeah. Hey dudes, Dolphins. So, yeah, the Dolphins did look better as a whole for offense. I think they're not planning in Tyreek Hill so hard, so it's creating more opportunities. Waddle looked great. I definitely think Waddle's worth having on your team. He was already doing okay this year, but it turns out he's the number one guy now. So
damn, 1 sec. I'm trying to get rid of the
all the bots.
Yeah, we got some bots in our chat clogging up a damn chat. I'm trying to. What's with the spammer in the chat? Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to clean it up right now, but it's a pain in the ass as I'm trying to sort through. We'll get to this.
BTJ's catch counted.
Oh, did it?
Not a touchdown.
Another running back question is Woody Marks worth grabbing? Okay, so we discussed this earlier. I thought he was because I thought Chubb's usage was heavily influenced by the blowout. But the problem is, even if I'm right and Woody Marks is actually the lead back, I think it's more of a 60-40 split. And then we said the problem is Texans are on a bye next week. I don't remember the three they had exactly, but it was something like Seattle, San Fran, third tough run defense, but I can't remember who it was. So you got 4 weeks where even if I'm right about the share, I don't necessarily know if you can trust Woody Marks. He's worth grabbing off the waiver wire. I don't know if you're going to be able to play him for a month.
Yeah.
Yes, Denver. That was the other one.
He is worth a grab if you can handle holding him for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Should I trade Garrett Wilson and Kamara? Or wait, there was one. Is Rattler?
I'll get to that one in a second.
Yeah. Should I trade Garrett Wilson and Kamara for Bucky and Pearsall? I am 2-2. Garrett Wilson and Kamara for Bucky and Pearsall. Well, you're 2-2. Bucky's not playing for a few weeks. I guess I need to know.
Kamara's not really playing at all.
Yeah, dude. Kendra Miller, finally. I'm a Kendra Miller truther. Yeah. I'm finally getting my just
Kendra Miller's the rushing down, getting the rushing downs work. What's Pearson? So you got two healthy guys on one or unhealthy guys on one side for two guys. Oh, wow. I like Wilson more than Pearsall. I like Bucky more than Kamara, but Bucky's not healthy. I think
it feels like a wash. I feel like it's a sideways move. It depends on if you can spend at running back and wait on Bucky, and you really no, because you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't need a running back.
I think I prefer if you take the Bucky side, though, you might be losing the next two because you might not have Bucky or Pearsall.
Yeah, I think you just hold like Wilson's doing fine, and Kamara's still doing fine enough to be worth putting
he can't be this bad. I think you probably got to hold Wilson and Kamara. I think Bucky's the best player in the deal, but I hold Wilson and Kamara.
If Bucky was healthy, if Bucky and Pearsall were both healthy, I say go for it.
Fucking Jamie.
Flaccid with your hard job. Somewhere in the middle.
Jesus. I feel like there's a joke about there being a timeshare and my ex-wife in there somewhere, but we'll let you figure that one out for yourself, Jamie. Is Rattler poor man's Justin Fields, who is I've been saying that all week, that Spencer Rattler is the dollar store version of Justin Fields, who is the Walmart version of Jalen Hurts. Rattler's a worse passer than Fields, who is a worse passer than Hurts. Rattler's a worse runner than Fields, who's a worse runner. Well, I guess he's equal runner to Hurts, I would say. But that's what I feel like. Rattler, he can't throw the ball more than like 15 yards unless it's once a game to Shaheed. But it's kind of, he's going to get you 30 or 40, maybe 50 at most rushing yards. He's going to throw you 100 to 200 passing yards. Probably no interceptions, maybe one touchdown. He feels like a safe QB2 in Superflex, but he is Fields and Hurts, but without like, if you take Hurts as QB4 and then Hurts or Fields down to QB14, you probably go Rattler down to QB24, and it's like 10 spots to each of them, but I could see the comparison.
Yep. Yeah, it's we've got some good Fields and Henry talk tonight, which I had a trade before this week started back around like Thursday or Friday, and it was I sent Derrick Henry and Baker Mayfield for Justin Fields, and I got a lot of like pushback on that one, but looks good to me. Justin Fields is got the most points if the games he started and finished, he's got the most points per game and for quarterbacks this year. So I'll take all the Fields. I'm also huge on Fields this year. So
Oh, what a tease. I don't know Jacksonville's jersey numbers, and I seen an almost touchdown for a junior, and
oh
it's ETN Junior.
yeah,
ETN
yeah,
Junior. All right, we got a couple more questions here. Where are we?
yeah.
So wide receiver question: do you think George Pickens is going to fall off once CD returns, or do you think he shows enough to remain? I always saw him as like a wide 2-3. Like I think he's going to have his boom or bust weeks, kind of like Devonta Smith. He's going to have those times where he gets the high jump ball and the one-handed catch in the end zone, or breaks one for a long touchdown, where he's going to win you a week, and then he's going to have weeks where it's 3 catches for 35 yards. So I always thought he's the same player. CD being out just kind of gives him a higher floor. Having said that, what did he put up? It didn't really, like it gave him, he still put up 2 for 57. The difference was he scored on a long play. It looks like the only thing that happened was they elevated Ryan Flournoy, who was usable. So I think what you're getting with CD, or getting with him while CD's out, is similar to what you're going to get when he comes back. Dallas passes enough. So I think maybe you take, if you have Pickens as wide receiver 15 now, I say it maybe drops him to 18 or 20, but I don't really see a huge drop off. Based on the way he plays, it's the same thing.
So yeah, I think Lamb being on the field, it's going to be better for Pickens, to be honest. The way that the Packers game went, it was just crazy. He scored. So in half PPR, I have him in a half PPR league. So and I know he got like 10 in the first week and then 15 the next 2 weeks for fantasy points, and then obviously the big blow up game, and he had a good game last week. So I don't think it changes a whole lot. I think it's gonna be roughly the same. He just won't have like the opportunity to have like the big 30-point game probably goes down, but that's about
Who
it.
scored this for Jacksonville? If it counts.
If it counts as T-Law.
Of course.
I know. I know. The last person I need.
Genty or Ibuka in Dynasty? I've also seen this. We can answer this twice because in my work league, Genty was traded straight up for Ibuka in redraft. So my answer, I know Ibuka has looked great. In Dynasty, my answer is still Genty. In redraft, I think it's Ibuka, but it's not Ibuka by as much as it was a couple of weeks ago. The last 2 weeks, Genty's looked awesome. I mean, Ibuka's still been awesome. I don't know. I think it's very close in redraft. I think it's still Genty in Dynasty. What do you think?
Yeah, they're really close. I think that's a good way to put it between Dynasty and redraft. The thing about Ibuka is also like love him. We haven't seen him with both Evans and Godwin on the field. Now, I'm not calling that to hurt him per se, because what he does best is work the slot. And when they're both back, I think him and Godwin will be switching in and out of the slot a lot. So I think he still is fine. But his ceiling may cap a tad. Genty, it feels like is ramping up and finally figured it out. He's got his Michael Myers stance back. It looks like he's getting comfortable. He's a potential home run every week. So long term, I think I still for now give Genty the edge, but short term redraft, take Ibuka this year.
Alrighty. Who was the worst 101? I assume he means in real. Who was the worst first overall pick? Cam Ward or Bryce Young? That's a tough one. You got to give it.
Go ahead.
I think I was just gonna say, I don't like either of them so far. I think you got to say Young is the worst pick, because I think it's too young to quit, or it's too early to quit on Ward. Whereas Young's going on this is what, year 3 or year 3, right?
3. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ward, you can't quit on him after 5 games. So I say you can label Young as a bust. I think Ward is also going to be a bust. I just can't call him that yet.
Yeah, it's way too early on Ward. And it's not like Ward's done some good things. I don't think we need to start calling him a bust yet at all. We have to wait for this season to get through and probably next season to kind of figure out exactly where he's going to be. Bryce Young, Bryce Young is weird, man. It's like he's looks really awesome sometimes, and then he just looks so terrible other times. It's so hard to tell what I don't, and I feel like maybe we're starting to get like a look at that being exactly what he's going to be. He's never going to be great. He's never going to be really bad. He's going to keep just kind of going back and forth. So I wouldn't call anything yet, but I would lean on Young for now. Ward's got great accuracy. He has talent around him problem right now.
All right.
Rank these rookie running backs.
Rank these rookie running backs. Basically, it says rank all the rookie running backs rest of season except for Genty. Right now, it's got to be, who am I missing? So we've got, okay, excluding Genty, the options I'll look through there's probably 8 or so. Hampton, Scadaboo, Judkins, JCM, Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey, and Woody Marks. I don't think we need to really rank the Tootens, Gordons of the world. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. My one rest of season, I think I'm between Quinshon Judkins and JCM. I think I go Judkins, JCM, and then Scadaboo. Only because Hampton would probably be higher, but he's out at least 4 weeks. Who do you have here? If you had to pick a top 5 out of non-Genty rookie running backs, what's your top 5?
Judkins, Scadaboo. It gets weird around Henderson and Harvey. Harvey, because Ramondre is a problem for Henderson. So then Henderson, and then Hampton. Just because Hampton's hurt, it's just the injury. Hampton would probably be it's like between Scadaboo, Judkins, and Hampton, kind of in like those 3 you can switch out at any point.
Yeah, yes. Hampton drops to the bottom of those top end guys for me because of the injury. I think I was never in on Harvey, so I can't say I'm out on Harvey, but I think I'm further out. Travion Henderson's the one where he hasn't looked good, but Gibson's done for the year now. Antonio Gibson's done. I think it was ACL, so that's going to help him.
They still don't let him play.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, it's tough because I feel like JCM should be the answer, but I think I go Judkins as the one.
Also, during the game last night, I can't remember if it was Collinsworth or not, but one of them was talking about them chatting with Vrabel, and they asked him about the fumbles for Ramondre being a problem, and he said that currently it's okay, but if it keeps happening for a couple more games, then it's going to be a problem. And if the coach is saying that, that means he might lose his starting job. So if those continue, which most likely does, then Henderson might actually be a back second half of the season, just like Darling, because he could win you your like second half of your season.
Same question, but rookie tight end. So I think it's easy to rank this one. It's easy to find. I have Warren by a mile at first. I had it Fannin, Mason Taylor. I think I'm very close to making it Mason Taylor and Harold Fannin. I don't really want anyone else. Mitchell Evans has actually been usable. Gunnar Helm, but I think it's 3 for me. Colston Loveland is way out of it. I know he hasn't played, or hasn't played much. He's been out, but so for me, I would say it's Warren, Mason Taylor, Fannin Jr. How about you?
Yeah, I put it exactly the same way. Mason Taylor looks like he's becoming a part of the offense, so I think it's him over Fannin. And Fannon's good as long as Njoku's there, though. He's not going to be able to get on the field often enough to step ahead of any of these guys. So, yeah, Mason Taylor. And
my explanation too because I listed him, I think he's my top waiver wire ad among tight ends in my column. And I said that I don't think he's going to be tight end 1. So let's not say that. But my thing, when I try to look at who I think at the beginning of the season, who could be tight end 1, first thing I look at is who's going to be, Mark Andrews. Apparently I'm wrestling tonight. Mark Andrews, who's going to be top 1 or 2 in their team in targets? It's Garrett Wilson. It could be Mason Taylor as the 2.
Yeah,
So
by the
he
looks
fits
of
the
it.
mold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does fit the mold. I mean, he's a big dude, and Fields used him a bit in this against Dallas. So, yeah, Mason Taylor's. I think things are going to start picking up for him a lot, and maybe even like Gadsden's been getting used a bit. I kind of like him.
Yeah.
I like him
Not
getting
not as
getting into
much,
it.
but
Not as much as them, but yeah, I don't like
this
him.
is an interesting one. So the shtick going for CBS Fantasy Football today was they had some of their people drafting first 4 rounds. You draft the Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, Joe Burrow stack. How do
Yeah,
you think that's looking right now?
not
You've got to be what 0-5?
good. Yeah, like Jamar's been saving it, but outside of that, no, nobody's been worth having on that team.
Is T. Higgins dead?
Yeah.
Is T. Higgins droppable? Is how he phrased it, but is he dead?
This year, he might be. I don't like having him. He should have, I think, had either a big play or a touchdown. I think it was a touchdown, but it got defended well, and he didn't catch it. But so he was close. But yeah, T's
They
feeling
were
like sit down. At least you're benching him right now. You're not
ooh,
starting T.
they were non-committal, and who would be the starter next week? The backup is Brett Rippon. Ooh, not
Jameis
getting any better.
Winston. Go get
Yeah,
Jameis Winston. Give
yeah,
that
that's what I'm
offense some
saying.
fantasy life, dude.
There was even someone I know. Jaden Daniels is back. Go get Marcus Mariota. He looked better than anything they're starting.
Yeah, maybe they go get him. Yeah.
Stephon Diggs still a thing. Diggs or T for you?
Diggs. For
I
right
think that's
now,
sad at this point.
Diggs. Yeah, Diggs, at least for this year, Diggs. It's it looks like his ramp up's done. It looks like he's back, and him and Drake May are connecting. So I feel like Diggs rest of the season's a good call. You should definitely get him if you can, or if you've got him, start putting him in.
Trying to scroll through some of the other things. Oh, that Tampa Bay backfield played out a little bit more less chaotic than the Arizona one.
Yeah.
Rashad White got all the touches. Sean Tucker was basically useless. So,
Yeah.
what did you think of that? You think it's all Rashad White until Buck?
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of Rashad White. Tucker will have he's going to get a couple touches in a game somewhere, and he'll have like 4 touches for 60 yards and a touchdown probably, but it's going to be Rashad White getting the lion's share, so you can lock him into your lineup if you need to.
Trying to scroll through here. Not too much time left in the show here. 14-0 Chief. I'm trying to look through and see if there's anything we missed. You got anything you think we missed?
I don't think so. I was trying to see. I thought there was a question that we missed, but maybe not.
No, I think
Oh
we
no, we
handled
went
it.
back and got that one. Okay. No.
Kendrick Bourne, good waiver wire ad, and just
Yes.
you pray that Kittle, Pearsall, who the hell else is out there? Who's the other receiver? Jennings. You just pray they're out. He's a must start while they're out.
Kittle's supposed to come back this week. I'm praying. I have a lot of him. I need him to come back.
Well, that's one. I had a lot of them too, and he's supposed to come back, and that's why I listed Mason Taylor as my tight end to add on the waiver wire. And I said my number one would probably be Jake Tonges, but the problem is if Kittle comes back, he's useless, and you don't know. You don't know. Kittle could come back. He's eligible to be activated, but you don't know if he will or not.
For sure. Yeah, I'm really hoping so, because it's not been fun. The price you have to pay to get Kittle at draft, ADP, to have him sitting on your IR for 4 weeks is tough for a tight end, especially. Vikings backfield.
Oh, that's an interesting one. So I got this one completely wrong. I was all over Xavier Scott because I said this was Jordan Mason getting all the rushing work, and then Xavier Scott getting all the passing game work. Mm-hmm. Turned out that didn't happen. Jordan Mason got pretty much everything, and Akers and Scott got the leftovers. Yeah. Scott actually had -2 in this one because he had 5 carries for 18 yards, but a fumble lost. So I think that's just the Jordan Mason show there.
Yeah, just Mason. I don't see anyone else getting enough value anywhere. Jordan Mason for me.
Let's take a. I'm going to take a quick look at this game since it's still going before we call it a night. Trevor Lawrence. Wow. 4 for 6, 61 yards. He
Yeah.
has 1.34 fantasy points in this league I'm in. All the running backs combined have about 8 points. That sucks.
Yeah.
Taekwon Thornton is the stud of the game right now, 3 for 90.
Mhm.
BTJ 2 for 34. This is all with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
To be
Travis,
fair,
oh,
T-Law would have had the touchdown. It got hit like right
yeah.
as he hit the line. So
No, Travis Kelce's having the most production of anyone because I'm facing Travis Kelce. And I needed BTJ to outscore Kelce by 10, and instead Travis Kelce's outscoring BTJ by 9. So
yeah,
looks like I'm taking the L in that one. So
I know.
right.
I need Brenton Strange to get alive here. He had one good catch. I need a couple more of those.
So
Just
I don't think we really got anything else to deal with here.
yeah,
This game is not all that fun to talk about. Go
yeah,
watch the
no,
rest of it.
yeah.
I guess we'll call it a night after only 40 minutes here. It's
Okay.
kind of an interesting week. Wasn't a whole lot to talk about aside from a few injuries.
Yeah. Was
Injuries
there
were worth
anything?
noting. Now we kind of already discussed them throughout the various games. I'm kind
Yeah.
of scrolling through here. I don't think there were any injuries that popped up that we didn't address in one way or another. No. We pretty much covered them all in one way or another.
Okay.
So check back next week at kickoff of the Monday night football game. Head over to FSAN.com tomorrow at 9 a.m. for my IDP waiver column, and then check it out, IDP sit start column at FSAN.com on Thursday at 9 a.m.
Okay.
This has been the last call on the Fantasy Football Advice Network for Aaron and Greg, who can't put his name on the damn screen. Thank you all for tuning into this snooze fest of a game. We'll catch you next week. Any idea what the Monday Nighter is next week? Because I have no clue.
Nope, I can't remember what
I
it
can find it.
is.
Give me 8 seconds here. And we'll
Yeah,
scroll
I'm trying
through.
to recall.
It's a doubleheader. Why do they do this? So we'll be live at the beginning of the second one, which is Bears Commanders. It's Bills Falcons in the first of the two games. So
Gotcha. Okay.
we will catch you for that one. Hopefully Bills Falcons is entertaining, but we'll catch you next week. Thank you all for tuning in and have a great night.
Later.